All right, so let's take a look at the final problem in our heat equation worksheet. So the last problem here says how much heat is needed to melt 10.5 grams of ice at 0 degrees Celsius. All right, so this time we're going to change this from ice at 0 degrees Celsius into water at 0 degrees Celsius. So we're not talking about the specific heat capacity of water or of ice. We're going to talk about the heat of fusion. Okay, if we were going from water to steam at 100 degrees Celsius, we would use this equation, but we're going to use the heat of fusion equation for this problem. So Q is equal to M times H sub F. Okay, heat is what we need to solve for, so Q is going to be our variable. What's M? M is 10.5 grams. And what's H of F? Well, H of F is the constant that's very specific for turning ice water into liquid water. All right, and so the heat of fusion for that substance is 334 joules per gram. And so we multiply these two numbers together. So 10.5 times 334 is equal to 3,507. And notice again that we do the same thing when we're multiplying the units together. So I've got grams in the numerator, grams in the denominator. They cancel each other out. And so that just leaves me with joules as my unit for Q, which is exactly what I want. We measure heat in joules. The last thing we need to think about is how many digits of precision should we express this number in? So once again, we've got 3 digits of precision here. So I need to express this with 3 degrees of precision. How do I do that? Because that's 4 degrees of precision right there. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to round this up to 3,510 joules. All right, so that gives you a sense, as I say, if we were working with steam, we would use the heat of vaporization constant instead of the heat of fusion constant. But that kind of gives you an idea of how you're going to solve all the kinds of problems we have with the heat equation. It's just a matter of using your calculator and using a tiny bit of algebra knowledge from your math classes. So good luck with this. And I really recommend holding on to a reference table like this. Maybe you want to make it a little prettier or a little larger so that it'll be somewhere in your notebook where you can get to it really easily and quickly whenever you need to solve these problems, and leave yourself enough notes that future you is going to understand solving these problems as much as present you does right now.